Okay, I'm doing this video because I about 3 weeks ago got the car painted at Old School Classic Customs Automotive Restoration in Kingsland, Georgia. I did this because there were parts on the car when I originally got it that were a different color than the rest of the red, and the clear coat and base coat were starting to separate. And at that point it would start peeling. So talked to some people, got a really good word of mouth review by a friend of mine. Told me this place does great work, and then when I priced around the local area, they were $200-300 cheaper. So I figured it was the best thing to do. So I paid $2,400. Had an aftermarket bumper for him to install, painted. There was no paint on it. Pretty much demolished that. The fitment was terrible. He drilled holes in the radiator core support, which I'll show you, that now no longer can be used to mount, to anchor the bumper, so the fitment's not exactly flush. And the paint job has some imperfections, a lot of swirls, and I just don't feel like the money I paid was the result I got. So if this was a $1,000 paint job, I wouldn't be griping like I'm doing now, but I figured for the money I paid, it should be pretty decent, pretty glassy. So I'm just going to walk around the car and let you guys decide if I'm being picky, or if you think this is what a $2,400 paint job looks like. So I'm just going to go around and try to find all the spots that I can blatantly see. The first one I see on the back, so I don't know if you can see that, right about there, there's a little bit of a more dull spot than the rest. And mind you, I just painted the car this morning, so there really shouldn't be anything on the car like that. That is the paint. That is 100% the paint. You can definitely start seeing all the streaks. I guess when the guy buffed it, I don't know what, maybe the pad was old or something. I'm not really sure. This just got painted. I wouldn't expect to see streaks like that. And I understand, like, when you're gonna wax it, it'll take a lot of this out. But at the same time, why didn't he do that? Why am I having to be the one to pick this up? Pick up the mess of the overspray and stuff. Not that I want to catch my license plate, but there's a spot down there I took a picture of on, put it on Facebook, that's kind of dull from being over buffed. Get out of the sun. So I'm just going down the side of the car. It's a really nice streaky swirl mark right here. Hopefully it'll catch. I'd like to see. May not be able to see it, but right about here, it's a little bit of there's more orange peel than the rest. I'm guessing because it was far to reach, and can't put too much effort and stuff like that. Just gotta let it slide. May not be able to tell, but right here there is overspray, and it's nice and swirly now. Like they tried to take it off, but couldn't quite get it. So I don't know if you can. Hopefully the sun's really letting you see all these swirls. So right there's a good one. So pretty much they painted the mirrors, and they painted this part black because it was the plastic was faded. But as you can see, there's a spot that's not exactly sanded, wet sanded to the best. And hopefully I'll be able to show you this. He pretty much didn't even sand or clear coat the inside at all. So I don't know what exactly he was thinking, or if he was just lazy about it. This is actually on both sides. I don't know if it's like when he pulled up tape and it pulled a piece of paint off. But you can see right there, obviously you can actually see the old paint underneath it. It's a little bit darker than the paint he put on here. There's some overspray right there. There is a primer overspray right there. Now, mind you, this bumper that's on here was the actual original bumper. You can see the difference in color. So the guy painted it. You know, obviously he painted it. See if I can catch the hood. The hood's, obviously a big area. You're going to see a lot of swirl marks in this part right here because it probably took the most work to get it, sanded and stuff like that. I mean, you can see that right there. So just wow. So I'm just going to go down the hood. Something else I noticed on the hood is right here. I was like, oh, that looks weird. It actually looks like maybe paint come up and he used touch-up paint to do this, but he didn't do a great job of sanding it down to where it's pretty seamless, There's this spot right here in the paint. When I had the other bumper installed, I noticed that, if you can see this, but the fender is flush with the light. This part, the light was actually kind of bulging out, and I was thinking maybe it was the weight of the aftermarket bumper, because it did weigh a little bit more than the stock. But when I took it off to trade the guy for his 06 bumper and headlights, there wasn't even a bolt there. The guy just forgot to put a bolt in. I'll show you pretty much what he did to the radiator core support. That I don't think there's a way to fix it. I think it's just pretty much you have to replace it and go through the pain of taking off the radiator and the bumper and all that stuff. These all actually have plastic tabs. It's like this right here. Sorry, not really good. Right there. All it does is anchor the bumper to the radiator core support, so it doesn't do this right here. It doesn't go where I can't move it and pull it up. You can see right here, those holes don't look exactly circular because he drilled the bumper on the car without just lining it up. Taking the time to line up the bumper to the holes that are already in this part. And so now I can't use clips to anchor that down. That one's, that's a good one, huh? Man, that was a good guess. And then, the rest. This is all some kind of resin plastic, and I don't know how exactly you would try to fix that, honestly. I've been trying to maybe drill holes in the side and do zip ties or something. I'm not really sure. But, yeah, it's pretty stupid. Can't really see the side because it's in darkness. In darkness, it looks great. You're like, oh, that's a good paint job. But as soon as the sun hits it, you're like, wow, look at that. I took these guards off of the sides, and I'm hoping I'm catching that. This is actually in the paint. It's dirt. You can even see that at the bottom he didn't really buff it to the point of the rest of the car, which isn't an issue because it's not a point you see, but at the same time he painted dirt into the car. Around this one right here, you can see to the bottom right, you can see discolored paint because that's the other paint, or I don't know what that is. And you can see pretty much around the edges, it's not really sanded. There's a little bit of dripping. It's not really sanded it great. Same issue right here of the paint. I'm not really sure what happened there. And as you can see on this one, you can actually see the old paint, which I took a picture of. It's right there. And once again, this is not clear coated or anything like that. Another spot where he painted something in. Not really sure what that is. If you can really see it, it's just a little streak. It's just stuff I would notice because I'm going to wash the car. Not something, say, a regular person would notice. Over here on the side, you can see some overspray. In the corner, I'll try my best to catch it. Kind of see it right there. You can see it's kind of lighter in that little spot right there. It's overspray. There's some right here, some there. Which I'm sure when I clay bar it, it'll come right up. Just overall, just really disappointed with the end result. I thought the guy was going to do a better job, and just think he really didn't do his best work. I'm sure he can do better than that. Once again, overspray here, and let's see if I can catch it. On this edge right here, see that's overspray. It's kind of hard to see, and there's some right here, which I'm not really sure if you can see either. And if you look over here on the window, there's on the actual mirror, there's overspray at the top. Just overall, the guy just did a poor job. My carpet was completely covered in primer dust. The whole engine bay, which I usually keep pretty clean, was completely covered in primer dust. So I mean, I got that up, whatever. Overall, I guess I just would not recommend taking your car to the guy. He's always late with his work. He won't call you to let you know that it's going to be late. You're the one always keeping track of it. And then when he runs into problems, like I took him the 06 bumper, he just bought an 05 and painted that one without even talking to me. I would just warn everybody not to go to this guy. You be the judge of the paint. If you think that's okay, then that's your call. But I'm trying to warn people not to go to this person. So just don't go to the guy. So I hope this video helps somebody else not waste their money.